Well, hello! I hope you're enjoying these fall days that we're having. I certainly am. Just, the joke around Columbus is we're getting all four seasons every day. So you're starting with winter in the morning, which is kind of nice. So we're going to do a little bit of a combination of things because the weather is so all over the place. And so are our bodies and our minds and our energy. So pay attention to your energy throughout the day, and as we're going through these changes in the season, we've got the time change coming up. So be good to yourself, honor your energy, and recognize, and this is kind of a hard thing, recognize where you've got nothing to give, and that's when you need to take it easy, versus maybe you're just a little bit tired or fatigued because the change in the weather and the time, but you do actually need to do something a little bit more active to get you going. You know what I mean? Like, there is a fine line. If you feel fatigued from your bones out, then you need to take a rest. But if you might just have like sort of an outside feeling of a little bit of tired, then maybe you do need just a little bit more pep added in and to help rejuvenate you. You know what I mean? So be mindful and pay attention to how you're feeling. And it is okay to take an off day where you do nothing. I do that. I'm not joking. I didn't run yesterday. And that was good for me. So sometimes it's hard, but you do need to take care of yourself first. So, take a moment to notice how you feel right now. What is your energy level? On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel? As we move through things, pay attention to your quality of breath. Make sure that you are taking full inhales and exhales. Make sure you're breathing with your belly. Your breath is the indicator for everything. Literally everything, not just yoga. You know this. If you've been working with me for a while, you know that your breath is the most important thing. And you also know that we don't pay attention to it enough. You're not alone in that. Find a comfortable, easy seated position. We've got some new folks that are watching, so make sure that you don't have your ankles crossed. And see if you can, this is up to you and your hips a little bit, see if you can have your knees a little bit wider, maybe, a nice wide base. And if you need to, sit on something to lift your hips, okay? If you feel like you're using a lot of effort just to keep your torso upright, then give yourself a break, because we're trying to work on releasing and relaxing and stretching your back muscles. So give yourself a little bit of lift in your hips if you need to. Start to rotate your pelvis, rotate your torso. Oh geez, I found the squeaky spot. Okay. That squeaky spot is just getting squeakier. And so notice as you're rotating, notice the weight shifting from one leg to the other. Notice any pinches, any little places in your body where you're kind of, your back might be talking back to you. I can feel a little bit, I think it's my psoas, probably, on the right side. So I'm not going to push it. I'm just going to acknowledge that I recognize that there's a little pull going on, and I'm not going to pull too hard, not going to go too far in this. Bring this rotation up into your waist. Okay, so the interesting thing is that the tug that I felt, the little pinch that I felt in my low back rotating wider and from my hips, I don't feel it now that I'm rotating up into my waist. Okay? So these are the little things that I want you to start to notice in your own body. Become more aware of the differences, because everything matters. Right? Let's bring this up into your rib cage. See if you can rotate primarily your ribs as if you're like churning butter with your rib cage. And I can hear all sorts of creaks and cracks in my body as I'm rotating and massaging things open. come back to center, bring your other leg in front, big wide circles starting from your base, starting from low, and continuing on, that thing that I felt on the right side, I don't feel it as I'm moving this way. So that's something for me to pay attention to. Okay, work it up into your waist. Big circles with your belly button. And then come on up into your rib cage. And I know some of you may have trouble figuring out how to make specific movements happen. You know, why is it that you feel like your whole body is rotating and not just specifically your rib cage? And that takes time, because there's all different muscles that it takes to do these different things. And if you're tight in certain places, then your muscles haven't let go enough to let different things happen. And that's okay. Come back to center, grab onto your shins, rock over your sit bones. Inhale your belly button forward, exhale it back. Try to work on just tipping your pelvis forward and back. So this isn't your entire torso rocking forward and backward. This is tipping from your waist almost, and your hip sockets. Try to keep your shoulders directly over your hips so your top body isn't purposely moving, okay? Your bottom body is specifically moving. This also is a strange movement for people. Hands to your knees, inhale your chest forward, exhale it back. Outwardly rotate your arms as you draw your shoulders back, so you're opening up your chest a little bit. Bring your shoulder blades together. On your inhale, lift your chin to the ceiling. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, lift your chin. Exhale, chin to chest. Once more, lift your chin. And chin to chest. Keep your chin against your chest, drop your shoulders. We're going to do something a little bit different. Clasp your hands behind your back. Let your hands rest on the floor behind you or on the pillow or blanket behind you. Drop your shoulders. So this is a loose, you're just loosely grasping interlacing your fingers behind you. This isn't a whole lot of effort. Draw the tops of your shoulders down, your chin down towards your chest. Slide your chin to the left. Slide to the right. Slide left. Slide right. And if this is too much, you can grab onto your elbows or your forearms. Lift your chin to the right, up, and over to the left. Lift up and over to the right. Lift up and over to the left. Bring your head to center, release your arms, left arm out to the left, right hand to your heart. Inhale, draw your left arm back. Exhale, draw your right arm back. Inhale left, exhale right. Rotate from your waist. This is probably one of my favorite things that we do. I'm not entirely a fan of all of the movement. As I've gotten older, movement like this sort of, I don't know, makes me a little bit woozy, but I love the feeling on my low back, and I love the stretch that I get in my chest and my pec minor muscles and all the way down to my fingers. So for me, it's worth it, and I just practice with my eyes a little bit open or sometimes closed to not get that sort of woozy feeling. Now inhale to the right, exhale to the left. Inhale right and exhale left. I absolutely love the feeling of this stretch. But there is a possibility of doing this too much or going too far. So truly don't pull your arms back. That may be too much. Just let gravity and momentum do the work. And slow down. Come back to center. Let's pause for a few breaths here. Let the tops of your shoulders rest. Okay, let's keep on going with working on upper body. I'm going to challenge you, if you want to, I'm going to challenge you to sit on your knees. Double dog challenge, curl your toes under. Sit on your heels if you can. If you need to put some padding under your knees, go for it. Okay, so we're going to try to stretch your quadriceps, ankles, get your pinky toes curled under your toes while we're working on your chest and shoulders and back. So let's go for eagle arms. Right elbow inside of left. Wrap your forearms, drop your elbows, drop your shoulders. Fill your lungs completely and empty your lungs completely. See if you can allow your arms to rest on your chest so that when you inhale, it's going to lift your arms a little bit. Don't lift your arms on purpose. Let your chest lift your arms. And on your exhale, let your arms drop with the exhale. Notice where you feel this. Tops of the shoulders, trapezius. Do you feel it in the right shoulder? Start to lift your elbows, reaching your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Fill your lungs, empty your lungs. Soften the tops of your shoulders, lower your elbows, unwrap your arms. If your toes are still tucked under, flatten the tops of your feet. Let's lean to the left. Draw your right knee up. You're looking to get this stretch on the top of your shin, the top of your foot. Your toes are curled under, so your toes are going towards the sole of your foot. Lean to the right, lift that knee. There's that squeaky spot. Okay, let's do that again on the other side. Curl your toes under if you can. If it's enough of a stretch on your ankles just to have the tops of your feet flat, then do that. Right elbow inside of left. My pants are sliding. I gotta make sure I'm on that sticky mat. Let your shoulders rest. Let your arms rest on your chest. Deep breaths. Lift your elbows, reach your fingertips to the ceiling. Try to keep your shoulders away from your ears. Lower your elbows, unwrap. Tops of the feet flat to the floor. Lean to the left, draw your right knee up. Get that stretch on the top of your right foot. Lean to the right, lift that knee up. Fantastic. All right, hands and knees, come into down dog. Oh, my calves, I can feel that. Woo. Press into your hands. Notice the difference when you let all of your weight rest on your shoulders versus when you press into your hands and pull your hips away from your shoulders. You're trying to, in down dog, I don't know if I've ever said this before, you're trying to avoid having all of your weight just fall into your shoulders. Press the floor away. Pull your hips back to get your weight off of your shoulders. Inhale, lift your left leg up behind you. Exhale it to the top. Keep your right heel lifted. Come into high crescent. Inhale. Bring your arms alongside your ears. On your exhale, hands to the mat. Plank. Inhale. Exhale, come down to knees, chest, and chin. Sink your chest to the floor. Inhale, slide to cobra. Tops of the feet are on the floor. Peel up, see what you can do. Down dog, pull your hips back. Inhale, lift your right leg. Pull that leg back and up. Keep that leg straight. Exhale, get it to the top. Ankle under your knee. Inhale, high crescent. Press into your right foot, arms alongside your ears. Exhale, hands to the mat, plank. Inhale into plank. Exhale to knees, chest, and chin. Try to keep your forearms off the floor. Peel into cobra. Inhale. And exhale to down dog. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale it to the top, right knee to the floor. Low crescent, inhale, arms alongside your ears, look up to the ceiling. That's a balance challenge. Exhale, hands to the mat. Lift your right knee, inhale to plank. Exhale to knees, chest, and chin. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale it to the top, left knee comes to the floor. Inhale, low crescent, knee stays on the floor, that's why it's low crescent. Exhale, hands to the mat. Inhale to plank, press your heels away. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin, let your weight drop into your chest if you can. Inhale to cobra. And exhale, down dog. Step your left foot forward for triangle. Right heel comes down. Straighten that left leg, lengthen your spine. Left wrist is below your left shoulder, so whatever that means, keeping this left leg straight, reaching your right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Press your feet into the floor equally. Take long, deep breaths. You're filling your lungs, you're lengthening, exhaling, emptying your lungs, and maybe your pose changes. Your pose should change little by little every time you breathe. When I'm breathing and my pose is moving, I can feel my, doesn't it sound terrible? I can feel my spine cracking. It's, I'm popping. That's good. Bend your left knee, hands to the mat. Inhale to plank. Exhale to knees, chest, and chin. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, down dog. Step your right foot forward. Let's do triangle on the right side. Straighten your right leg. Open up. Left fingertips reach up. Right wrist is below your right shoulder. So that means maybe you're on a block or your shin. I know, some of you, that's fine. Your hand is up there by your knee. If you have your hand on your knee, try not to have all of your weight pressing into the knee to hyperextend it. See if you can just go just below the knee, maybe. I know it's like an inch more. With every breath, you're sneaking this pose into a little different position each time. And don't worry that your pose is different on the left side versus the right side. It's gonna be. Just breathe. That's all that matters in yoga. Breathe. Bend your right knee, plank, inhale. Exhale to knees, chest, and chin. Cobra. Let's hold on to cobra. Yes. Elbows hug in. I want your elbows, the tips of your elbows, to point towards your feet behind you. They're not going out to the side. Your fingertips, your middle fingers are pointing towards the top of the mat. Your folds of your wrists are parallel to the top of the mat. Curl your toes under, down dog. Pull your hips back, step into a good down dog. Lengthen your waist. Sit bones lifting up towards the ceiling. Okay, walk your hands towards your feet. Grab onto your big toes with the first two fingers of either hand. Lift your chest away from the floor, lengthen. Keep that length in your torso as you bend your elbows out to the side. Draw the crown of your head towards the floor. Padangusthasana. Big toe and hand pose. Relax your neck. Let the weight of your skull hang towards the floor. Release your big toes. Heel toe your feet so that your toes are off the mat, heels are on the mat. Let's go for Kundalini Crow. Arms go through your legs. Thumbs are on top of your feet, fingers off, so you're making crow feet. Let your hips sink. Draw the crown of your head away from your tailbone, shoulders away from your ears. Let's move into breath of fire, light sniffing through your nose. Take a deep inhale. Release. Lift your hips. Fingertips to the floor. Bring your feet just a little bit closer in so that your heels are touching, toes are out. Bend your knees. Your heels are going to come up. We're going to do Kundalini Frog now. Inhale, lift your chest, heels lift. Exhale, straighten your legs, drop your head. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, lift your chest, drop your hips. Exhale, drop your head, lift your hips. You're making a frog. Don't let your knees snap together, but you are straightening your legs. Your fingers may come off the floor, and that's fine. And one last time, bring your feet wider. Let's come into Malasana, doing hip stuff. Sink your hips. If your heels are off the floor, then put something under your heels, a rolled up blanket, a pillow. If you have a wedge, do it. Elbows inside your knees, press your palms together. When your elbows are wedged in there, let your hips relax. Lean to one side. Left arm out to the left. Your left leg rests against your arm. Press your right hand against your thigh. Press it away. Draw your right shoulder blade back. Look up to the ceiling. You're leaning your weight onto your left leg. Your right heel will come off the floor probably. Come back to center. Realign. Right arm out to the right. That arm is holding that right leg there. Left arm presses that left leg away. Draw the left shoulder blade back. Look up to the ceiling. You're opening your chest. This helps to get a release on your low back. Breathe. Don't forget that. And bring yourself back to center. Okay. Since we're here, let's practice a little bit of crow pose. What? Okay, hands to the mat. Lift your hips straight out of Malasana. Just straighten those legs. Bend your knees. Elbows will bend. Knees into your armpits or shins to the tops. Shins to your triceps. So I've got slippery pants on. I'm going to do shins on my triceps. Tuck one foot up. Feel how your body weight feels. See if you can tuck the other leg up. See what it feels like. Lift your hips. Keep your head lifted. They're counterweighting each other. Breathe. Release. Feet to the floor. I know, that was a quick one. That's okay. It's all right. I'll resituate my pants here. Bring yourself down to the floor. Come onto your back. Let's do a little core work. Bring your hands underneath your hips so that your palms are down, thumbs are touching. This is supporting your back. Point your toes. Inhale, raise your legs. Exhale, flex your feet and lower like you're painting the ceiling with your feet. Inhale, point and raise your legs. See if you can lift your hips. Exhale, flex your feet and lower. Keep your legs straight. Inhale, point and raise your legs. Don't bend your knees. Exhale, flex your feet and lower. Keep your legs straight like you're trying to press your heels into the wall. Inhale, point and raise. See if you can get your toes to the floor above you. Exhale, flex your feet and lower. Inhale, point and raise. Exhale, flex your feet and lower. This time we're going to hold it there. Point and raise your legs. Lift your hands to hold your hips. See if your toes can touch the floor above you. Rest on your shoulder blades, not on your neck. This is not full plow. Breathe, relax your face and jaw. Feel equal weight on both shoulders, both shoulder blades. Let your hips sink into your body. Breathe. Palms to the floor. Lower your legs. Keep your legs straight. Lower your hips. Lift your head. Watch your legs come down. Stop. When you're 6 inches off the floor, point your toes. Pull the back of your neck away from your feet. Reach your toes away from the back of your neck. Breath of fire. Deep inhale and release. Arms above you, stretch. Arms out to the side like a T. Bring your knees into your chest one at a time if you need to. Take an inhale. Exhale, legs to the right. Hold your legs with your right arm. Look to the left. Fill your lungs completely. Empty your lungs completely. Bring your knees to center. Take an inhale. Exhale to the left. Hold your legs. Look to the right. Bring your legs to center. Feet to the floor. Set yourself up for bridge. Feet are hip width apart. Feel your feet. Your arms are out straight. Heels, your Achilles touch your fingertips. Feet are parallel. Press into your feet. Tuck your tailbone. Lift. If your shoulders are ready for it, tuck them under. Thighs draw towards center. So your thighs are not drawing towards center completely. You want your legs parallel. The goal is not to have your knees touch. Or the goal isn't to have your knees touch. Let me put it that way. Lift your hips. Lower down from the top vertebrae all the way down. Let your body weight rest. Do that one more time. Make sure your feet are still hip width apart. Feet are parallel. Press into your feet. Tuck your tailbone. Lift.
see if you can get, well, one avenue that you can go, continuing to press your feet into the floor, is to get everything off the floor. All your shoulder blades, so that you're just resting on the tips of your shoulders. That'll put your hips nearly parallel to your knees. And release from the top vertebrae all the way down. Bring your knees in, press your low back into the floor. Legs straight up to the ceiling. Lift your hips to place your hands underneath your legs once again. Lift your head. Watch your legs go down. Reach your arms above you on the floor. Make fists. Take an inhale. Exhale, fist to feet. Inhale down and exhale up. So this is a dynamic Paschimottanasana. We're releasing your back bends by doing an active pose. It's not static, as you can see. I'm wearing all the stickiest clothing, so everything is moving around here. Next time you come up, soles of the feet together. Baddha Konasana version, lay back. Arms above you on the floor, make fists. Take an inhale down here. Exhale, fist to feet. Pump your arms. That's not cheating. That's using upper chest muscles and core muscles to bring yourself upright. And as you come forward, tip forward. Use your body weight and momentum to get a little bit more of a stretch on your hips. We're getting the almost full range of motion of your hips here. This is a pretty fantastic movement that we don't do in normal life, but it's really great for your hips and core. Obviously, you can feel that. All right, bring yourself up, stay there. Hold on to your feet. Either draw your heels in closer or have your feet more in a diamond. Grab onto your toes. Lift your toes, thighs draw down. Draw your torso forward and down. Elbows, forearms pressing into your legs, your thighs. Not only is this, you're getting leverage to draw your legs down, but this movement of your elbows pressing into your thighs is working towards getting your shoulders out of your ears. Now chin to your chest, draw your forehead towards your toes. Lift your chest, grab onto your big toes, balance on your sit bones, look to the ceiling, lift your chest to the ceiling, press your heels away, big toes, press into your fingers as your fingers pull against your big toes. You need that counter press, that isometric pressure that's going on there. Keep lifting up with your chest. Okay. We're going to try something. I've got this base for it. Hopefully you do too. You're going to roll onto your back. Let yourself roll down, tuck. Toes go above you on the floor. Keep your legs wide if you can. I can't because the wall is there. Stay on your shoulder blades. Breathe. Okay, we're going to rock up and we're going to try to balance. Rock yourself up. Balance on your sit bones. Press your heels away, lift your chest, look up to the ceiling. Okay, we're going to rock back one more time. This time keep your legs sort of closer together, not a V. Rest on your shoulders or your shoulder blades, not on your neck. Rock up one last time. See what you can do with this. Press your heels away. Lift your chest, look to the ceiling. And cross your ankles, come forward. Let's come into, what's it called? Dolphin. There we go. We're going to do a little bit of an inversion before we're done. Elbows under your shoulders, press your palms together. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips, crown of the head hangs. Walk towards your elbows when you're ready. Press your forearms and your elbows and your pinkies into the floor. Lift your hips away from the floor. Don't let your chest rest in your shoulders. Lift up. Breathe. Relax your face and your neck. Two more breaths. And come down. Come into child's pose. Let's take a few breaths in child's pose. Bring yourself up. Come into Shavasana. Lay on your back. Legs wider than the mat. Arms out to the side. Let your body weight rest. Deep inhale, let it go. One more deep inhale. And let it go. When you're ready, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, deepen your breath, come back to your body. Roll to your side. Take some breaths on your side before bringing yourself back up to a comfortable seated position. Inhale deeply. Blow it out. Inhale. Blow it out. One more inhale. Blow it out. Find your natural breath. Sit a little taller. Lift the sides of your mouth. Think a positive thought about yourself. I'm amazing. I am wonderful. Think a positive thought about someone you love. You make me smile. I love the sound of your laugh. And send a positive thought to someone who needs it. I hope you heal well and be kind to yourself. May all beings in the universe be happy and free, and may our actions and our thoughts contribute to their happiness and their freedom. Namaste. Have a lovely day, and I will see you next time. Bye.